Is that the man himself over there?
It's me. How you doing, Paulie?
So you ready to go?
I'm game.
Thanks for being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Wipe this thing off.
Hi, Zach. How are you?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Is your family okay?
We're good, man. We got a couple acres, so we go fishing every day and 3 times a day and go swimming. And
What do you catch?
we have a lot of, we call them brim. I think up there you guys bluegill and
Yeah.
a lot of like bluegill, crappie, some bass in the lake. That's really it.
I spent 5 days a week fishing for crappie when I was a kid, so I love it. So I've got questions for you, and you've got questions for me, but first I wanted to tell you I really appreciate you being on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I hear you own a lot of sneakers.
I do.
Yeah, well, what pair do you think I should own, and what's your favorite pair and why?
I think you would look good in like an Air Jordan 1, like a classic red and black and white Air Jordan 1. I've seen the jeans you wear. I think they would look good with that. My favorite sneaker I own is I got to work with Jordan and design my own shoe. So whenever people ask me in interviews, it's the 3 things are kids, my own PRS,
Yeah.
and the Air Jordan shoe. So those are the top 3 things in my life that I've done. I feel. And so, yeah, I got to design my own Air Jordan, which was amazing.
And you got a family.
And I have a family. You know, my kids are that's the best part. And then I got my own guitar with mine and yours name right next to each other.
So every time I go in a store, my ears ring with your words. Yeah, my guitar looks like a private stock. It's true. So what does PRS stand for? Now, the first answer in Guitar Player was very wrong. But let's ask you, what does PRS stand for?
People who care about making guitars.
No, you're going to give me a sweet, straight answer. You know what they said in Guitar Player? They asked Rush when we first came out because he was playing a PRS. What's it stand for? And Geddy Lee said penis reduction system.
That would have been probably my second answer if I really wanted to use the acronym of the PRS. If I had to initial it, Paul's really sweet. How about that?
Oh, that's nice.
You like that one?
That's 2 sweet answers in a row from you. All right, let's go on. Let's go on. I've got all kinds of things that PRS stands for, but I'm not allowed to say. All right. So pick your favorite: writing, recording, or playing live.
Playing live.
It's fun, isn't it?
It is, and for a very long time in the studio, I would kind of get red light fever, and I think I'm a pretty decent guitar player, but in the studio, I would lock up and also I come from a blues background, so the art of recording and just doing something repetitively the same way over and over,
Yeah.
It took me a really long time to get that. Now, second for me is writing songs. I'm a songwriter, so I love writing, and you know, I don't really listen to the music that I play. You know, I'm John Prine, Jackson Brown, that's kind of what I listen to on a daily basis. So
I find writing can be very fun. I find it can be painful, depending if you have a gem and you can't get the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's a book called Lyrics by Sting where he talks about how he wrote all those songs, literally one by one, which I thought was amazing. And recording, I love it, but it's hard work. It's hard work to get the part right.
It's stressful and it's hard work. And that's why I kind of love the live aspect of it, is because you do it and then the moment passes. And if you flubbed, you flubbed. And if you didn't, you didn't, you know, and I kind of like the tightropeness of that. I think you play better when there's no net. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in a studio, I know I can do it again. And I believe there's probably something that gets into my psyche that lets me know that. And I flub a lot in the studio. So.
Well, in our world, we call it, if you're thinking, you're stinking. And
so that's the thing. You can't, you know that. Yeah, that's. I've never heard it put like that, but we call it sports heads. It's like, you know, these athletes get in their own head, and if I think about what I have to do next, it's probably not going to go well.
Yeah. What is music in your life now? How different is it from your normal?
I'm writing a lot. I'm playing guitar a lot. I'm in the guitar room now, and I've found I've been playing a lot more and really appreciating playing a lot more. And I've always found obviously, like repetitiveness of something helps you get better. Music is introducing my kids to good music while I'm fishing. You know, we listen to a lot of music while we're fishing. So,
What, on earbuds?
no, I'll have like a little speaker. We're on a dock, so it's not like we're bothering the fish. We're casting. You know, if I was out on the boat, I'd have earbuds. I'm not going to listen to music loud while I'm fishing. Even though it doesn't really matter because my almost 2-year-old, he will just bang on the boat with something hard anyway. I'm like, there's no more fish now.
No more fish. I know it's over.
You're scaring the fish away. So, yeah, it's introducing my kids to music. Oliver has been coming in here, who's my 4-year-old, been coming in here with a guitar that you guys made him, which is back here. It's a very beautiful guitar. And the other day kind of came in on his own, and he's been playing drums since he was born. He's got 2 drum kits over here to my left. And he came in the other day and picked up his guitar out of the 90 guitars that are in here and picked up his own guitar out of all of them and sat down and started trying to play it. And I was like, that teared me up a little bit.
It's fun when kids get interested in stuff that we love. So you have questions for me, right?
I do. So mine, it's 2 parts. So I'll just ask 2 questions, and they're more of the origin story. So I found that as I get older and as the band grows and gets bigger, there's things to me that I miss about the simplicity of when we first started. So one of my questions is, what do you miss about making guitars on West Street?
That I didn't have to argue with anybody. So for me, if I wanted to put birds on it, I didn't have to have a meeting in product development about whether birds went on as a new inlay.
Yeah.
You know? But there's a part of that I adore. We're smarter as a group, and there's a straw poll in the building about whether to work or not. A beautiful straw poll, right? So, but I got to do what I wanted, and I was trying at the time. Let's say you were my client. I would try 4 of your favorite guitars, and I would understand what you felt comfortable with, and then I would make something based on that. And so I was always drawing the line in a place where I thought the musician needed a tool to do a job. And it didn't involve tooling up. It didn't involve anything. I would draw the body shape out. I would cut it with a bandsaw, carve it. All the stuff would be done one at a time. That part is beautiful, but there are so many things that we have improved on the guitars that without the team of people in the building would have never happened. And people ask me why I still work at PRS, and I say because it gives me an opportunity to be good at what I'm good at. And that I adore. I adore that part, Zach. It's just so do I really miss it? Not really. I wouldn't get to do this. Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's true.
You should have heard some of the things that have already been said. I didn't know you fished. You don't know that I fished 5 days a week when I was a kid catching crappie. We wouldn't know this stuff.
I knew the first time I met you.
Yeah.
Was at a NAM. Was at a NAM in the late '90s. It was the red booth, summer NAM.
Yeah.
It was the red booth. All the guitars were red.
Yeah.
And I remember being this kid, and all I wanted to do was talk to you about guitars, and all you wanted to do was talk about fly fishing. I think you had just gotten into it at that point.
Yeah. No problem.
And that's all you wanted to talk about. And I remember that. So I've been fishing my whole life. So now my other question would be, what do you think all encompassingly about learning guitars? What's one thing that you've learned all in all to make a guitar better from West Street to Log Canoe Circle?
All right,
if you could say one.
It's a serious question because really I should have had a mechanical engineering degree, an electrical engineering degree. I should have had a chemical engineering degree for the finishes. I should have had a process industrial engineering degree for the factory. I should have had an MBA for all the loans, all this stuff. The core of the guitars, this guitar I'm holding right now, the ones I made in the old shop didn't look that much different than this.
Yeah.
But the learning that has gone on around is unbelievable with the pickup improvements that we've made. That's electrical engineering. All the stuff going on with the bridges and the nuts and all. It's all mechanical engineering stuff, and all this art all mixed together. So I was missing those pieces. I was learning as fast as I could from as many experts as I could get around. But now I'm starting to get a handle on what electrical engineering really is, what mechanical really is, what chemical really is, and then how do you apply it to the guitar and hand you and your son a better instrument. So that part I get. That part I enjoy. That part is cool. Look, we were having trouble with a finish one year, and I hired a chemical engineer, and he taught me a lot. And we started to look at it as a chemical engineering problem, not as a guitar finishing problem.
Yeah. That's cool.
In the end, you want it to feel like a guitar, not like a doorknob, right? I mean,
yeah.
So
I've always loved your adage, though, to guitar being a tool, and I've always felt that way too. You know, like I enjoy pretty guitars. I've been with this company 20 years now, so I enjoy pretty flame tops. I enjoy book match backs and tops. Those are things that I enjoy. But it is, to me, it's a hammer, man. It's a screwdriver. It's something to build a house with. So I do enjoy that. My last question would be, how does it feel that you kind of have your very own burst now? Because I'll tell you this and why. I've been looking for a West Street guitar for about 4 years, and I found one.
Talking about the West Street models?
No, a guitar made on West Street, and it was $100,000.
Seriously?
I'm telling you that
you didn't pay $100,000 for it, Jack.
I did not. No.
Thank God.
I'm waiting to find. Listen, I'll tell you this: if I can find one in the 30 range, I will buy it. Here's why: I adore you. Nice. I love you. I love you as a. I think I've called you in public interviews a genius. I think you are a genius. I think you're the last cowboy who makes guitars because you care so much about what you do. So if I can hold a piece of that, a young piece of Paul that made a guitar as a young buck, which neither of us are anymore, I want that. So I've been desperately looking for one. I even told Bev the other day, I go, hey, if he ever goes in the vault and wants to sell anything, tell him I'll buy it. So thank you for having me.
By the way, next time you come, we need to go through the entire archives with him. If he lusts after this stuff, we should show him the ones we bought back.
Yeah, I heard that you bought a bunch back. I really want to see those. I saw a couple.
Well, you're invited.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I adore you. I think you are a genius, and this is a cool way to do this. I'm glad you are learning how to work your phone.
You win. All right. See you. Bye.
See you later.